Trick, please.
I know y'all probably heard this story, but it's gonna always center me in regards to this podcast, man. That we started arguing on Facebook, turned into real conversations, that turned into a podcast on Facebook. But don't pretend like we didn't create a culture over here, whether it was rooted in Africa or not, whether it's
monkey see, a monkey do. Trick, please. Trick, please. Why you trying to do everything that I do? Monkey. I'll show you how to flip it in the cheese. Trick, freeze.
Trick, please.
Trick, please.
Might be the dumbest man in America. I've never seen anything like this.
correct.
Who implicates himself in a book? What's
the same thing? She can actually talk about different things.
The fact that he said he was better than Q, and like.
So when I could not have a relationship with my biological father, God brought other men in my life to father. And
I am racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world.
Remember me? Take a picture. Let's do it. Like, come on, man.
Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their minds. When in fact, they don't have a
Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah. There's so many things going on right now, but that will never stop the show. Oh yeah, because I'm the blood that you bring up the show. Oh my God, now you got to see that you really can't travel. I got to prove that, but they know when they hear that, but you got to go and read that. You know lyrically where I'm at. I wouldn't ask me on the map. I can go in and go depth. No time to sit back and line, but right now, we out there. Nigga, lick down, but you will soon. Yeah, go 9 to 5, but I stick up on my grind. I need to hustle. You call me Mr. Hustle Man. You can't understand the things like within my head. I'm never dictated. You want to hate that one of my mistakes. But sorry, you can't relate to something I wanted to make. When they beat, really get me. Go ahead and take the back seat. You kind of acting like you thinking it. I got the water just to dump you out. Think you about to knock yourself out. But I'm not going to watch your mouth. You only want to get in there, try to get it out. But we don't even know what you're about. Like I said right now, you better go ahead and get this out. I'm the illest, off on the mic. But like I said right now, I really don't fight. I'm coming off of your dome, and I will never leave you alone. Like I said, not bring nobody home. You best go ahead and bring no wrong. Like I said, from the street to the cross, you know my throne. I'm the king of this new South West up. You already know you be the best up. It's the third degree. Yes, we got plans. It's the that's not the problem. I can go ahead and really yes, but we about to go ahead and separate the West Side. Let's go. The one that try to step on my toes. Oh my God, I don't know what to expose, but right now I'm liberty thinking with my eyes closed. Let me stop and let's start the show. Whoa. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good?
Yo, how's it going? How's it going? How you living?
Yeah, I'm here, man. A lot of stuff is trying to stop us from going on, but we here. I heard that medical beat, man. I immediately thought of the Queen. I'm like, I can't be beeping on tonight's show.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, your mic, bro, has a little echo to it. So I think it's the direction that you're spending. The gain on it sounds a little off.
Yeah.
Your mic. Yeah. It doesn't sound as clear as you normally do. It just sounds like you're speaking far away. It's like
yeah, it's because I am, Rob. I am. Right now, yeah, because there's some stuff going on with my pad right now, so you know.
Gotcha.
Thank you for busting me all on out, though. You know what I mean?
I'm just, hey, brother. I'm just saying, like, I know what you be like. Why'd you tell me?
Right. I don't know where he just dipped up and just dipping and whatnot like a ninja in the night.
I'm back.
He was gonna take a nap. So he back.
Hey man, you know, naps is underrated, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like a good nap, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you.
My brother, I just woke up from one like 20 minutes ago, dude. So
see, I didn't even get one today.
I'm so
jealous. I'm jealous.
I'm glad today is over.
Right, me too. It's been a little ratchet. I'm about to see Michael trying to find a microphone real quick. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this beeping noise was not sexy and like literally like 5 minutes before the show. You know, so yeah. I'm about to see what I can do real quick.
You just went full Megatron with your voice.
I got 7.
Well, let's go ahead and
all right. Well, while we figure it out.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy 3rd Degree. We're back with more ratchet news. Well, some of it's ratchet, some of it's not, but we still got to speak on it. So let's go.
It off. This ain't ratchet, but you know, that Michael Jackson movie is coming real soon, and I can't wait. Looks like April 24, 2026. And if this is his nephew, man, it's about to be real. All right, moving on. To quote the homie Pac, I see no changes. All I see is racist faces. And he spit this back in like, what, 96, 97, no, 95, 96, 94. You know what I mean? Hey, man, he was a prophet ahead of his time. Moving on. They're saying men who marry after 35 had the lowest divorce rates of any group. I hope this is so. All right, moving on. T.I. announces he's prepping to drop his final album. Hey, he cut off the braids and got back to snapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm loving this new T.I. Let him know. All right, moving on. Kendall Jenner draws millions instantly as she lounges naked on IG. When all else fails, them Kardashians and Jenners are going to get naked. Sex sells for them, right? That's what they got famous for. But hey, moving on. Kanye West apologizes for racist remarks and blames bipolar disorder. You know, he was racist towards blacks and Jewish people. You know what I mean? Are you guys buying it? All right, moving on. Shout out to Shador Sanders, named as a Pro Bowl replacement. All right, salute. All right, moving on. Drake gives his fans an IG selfie, letting them know that Iceman's on the way. Can he please stop with these fruity selfies, man? Do a manly selfie. You know what I'm saying? Cut out the duck lips. my nigga. All right, moving on. Prayers going out to the Blind Side star Quentin Aaron as he was hospitalized and is on life support after falling at home, man. I kicked it on set with him before, you know, saying he's a real cool dude. So I'm definitely praying for him, man. So prayers up, man. Healing energy, King. Get well soon. All right, moving on. Venezuela's acting president says she has had enough of U.S. orders. Interesting. Moving on. Well, before we do, you better be careful, man. Trump has been known to kidnap presidents and whatnot for no reason. You know? All right, we're moving on. They're saying OJ's daughter, Sydney, is living like in a dodgy neighborhood in Florida, you know, after fleeing LA. Man, I'm prayers out there, man. I pray for her and her brother. You know what I mean? That just has to be horrific. And I would like to talk with her one day if she's open to talk, you know? Moving on. There's a video shows of a 19-month child flying out of a car in Orange County, mother arrested as she should. You know what I mean? Why didn't you lock up your baby? All right, moving on. Guy Fieri reveals why he changed his entire look and spiky blonde hair for 56th birthday. I mean, look, he's doing it for the Super Bowl commercials. I can't wait. He looks like a complete regular guy. You know what I mean? Moving on. Earlier this week, January 26th, you know, Kobe Bryant passed away in 2020. You know what I'm saying? So 6 years later, man, we're still mourning you. R.I.P. King. All right, moving on. Brandy crowned black music icon, a vocal Bible to receive major honor ahead of 2026 Grammys. About time, long overdue. Love Brandy. Moving on. LeBron's petty for this. There's Stephen A. Smith, Jeannie Buss, and Skip Bayless, and he said 5% dinner, 95% talking about me. Grimy, right? Moving on. Shout out to the Isley Brothers as they receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Long overdue. Legends. You know what I'm saying? Definitely legends. All right, moving on. Halle Berry to star in the films. The President is Missing, and Apple and Bad Cop TV. Man, it's looking kind of crazy, right? And now Bill Clinton wrote this? Interesting. Moving on. Hispanic man disguised himself as a black man to evade ICE agents. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do, right? It's crazy that it has to come to this point. But moving on. But speaking of which, Melania Trump calls for unity after Minneapolis shootings in a rare interview. Like, kind of ironic, but your husband is saying otherwise. And he's doing otherwise, you know what I'm saying? But moving on. Real quick, kind of ironic, right? 2 immigrant women who are married to men who say they oppose immigration. With Melania being from Russia and Vance's wife being from India. The irony, right? All right, moving on. Nicki Minaj was at a Trump summit, something, whatever, and I am probably the president's #1 fan. This is a quote from Nicki Minaj. And this is the award that she received. But we all know why she did it. She shows off her Trump gold card, which means Nicki is no longer considered an illegal immigrant. This card grants her U.S. residency. So she got up there kissing the ass, sucking wang wang, and holding the hands with the president, all for residency. Yeah. This is a well-deserved award for Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean? Moving on. It's being reported that Bill Cosby admits that he has 7 Quaalude prescriptions to drug women, but this was in a court deposition and they took it out of context. So there's definitely more to this. We'll break it down on a later show, just not today. But moving on. Rampage Jackson had to take a break while training jiu-jitsu with the woman because he was getting too freaked out. No, which means he was getting a woody. You know what I mean? She was applying pressure on him. You know what I mean? And he was rising to the occasion. Hey, but that's just my take. Moving on. 50 Cent a bully, man. He highlights Christian Combs' pending assault case amid social media feud. But he also said this. There's this debate going on if Lloyd Banks is better than Fabulous, and 50 weighed in. He said both of them ain't did no work, man. He cold for that, right? But I like Fab. Fab got bars, and so does Lloyd Banks. But I probably got to give it to Fab on this one. My opinion. Moving on. Roy Archimar shuts down rumors that he's dating Doja Cat. He says, man, funk no. I don't blame him for this one, yo. She look good, but you know, she a weirdo. And she does all-branded stuff, you know what I mean? But I feel him. All right, moving on. Olympic gold medalist Sha'Carri Richardson was arrested for driving over 100 miles per hour in Florida. You're supposed to run track, not run it, you know, in your car. Use your feet on the track, not the pedal to the metal, yo. Hey, prayers out to her. Moving on. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon arrested by federal agents today. Why? Moving on. Eve awarded long overdue Grammy for the Roots 1999 classic You Got Me. Long overdue. Moving on. How they're saying that Remy was right about Nicki. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, maybe she was. Remy's still cold for what she's doing, but she was right about this. All right, moving on. New Epstein documents reference allegation involving Donald Trump and an underage girl. Moving on. A former Illinois sheriff's deputy sentenced to 20 years for the unaliving of Sonia Macy. He says he acting unprofessional. No, you acting more than unprofessional, bro. I hope you get the help that you need. All right, moving on. A corny-ass group in Philadelphia is forced to drop the Black Panther name, as they should. They're a bunch of cornballs, right? Moving on. Earlier this week, it was J. Cole's birthday, and he dropped the birthday blizzard, whatever it is. It was cool. What did y'all think? You know what I'm saying? As he preps to drop the fall off February 6th. So, you know. And Maul is wanting him to address why he stopped talking with Drake and the Kendrick feud, like why he backed out, but we'll see. You know, this is J. Cole we're talking about. Moving on. Last but not least, R.I.P. to Catherine O'Hara. As you know, she was the mother in Home Alone, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we all fell in love with her, man. She was a good mom in that movie. So prayers out to her, a legend in Hollywood with some other movies like Beetlejuice, you know. So shout out to her and R.I.P. All right, y'all. Well, let's get the show started. We got our guests coming up. Bobby Ross Avila, you know, Grammy Award winner from San Bernardino to Super Bowl to Grammys. You know what I mean? So from right to Usher, we got him coming up. Be on the lookout.
Anyway, I'm your boy Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show.
You good? Not good. Nope, he not good.
Man, this guy. Every week we got to go through this with you. No, we
get chopping on T-Move.
Man, damn. My son.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that award to Nicki Minaj.
Hey, we need to make one of those in real life. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Shouts to the Isley Brothers, man. Long overdue. Long overdue. You good?
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, yeah, you know, most people don't realize, like, to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, you got to pay for it. The artist has to pay for it.
Or you got to, yeah.
Hey, well, you know, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just saying.
Hypothetically speaking. You really got to kiss some ass over there, dude, to get that. There's people who should have been had stars over there. Like, yeah. And there's people who really shouldn't be having stars. So,
well, you got the money. You can pay for it.
One minute, they're giving them out like it's candy. And next it's like, it seems like a lifetime achievement award, you know? Like,
hey, man, I'm finna go buy me one. I'm gonna see how much they cost.
You don't look like it. That's my name right now. Exactly.
Let's see how much they running for, man. You see if I can get one of them real quick. Get it.
Why you getting all Drake selfie, bro? Why you getting all the duck face, man?
Hey, that's the light skin stuff. I don't know what that is. You're a grown ass man.
Y'all hating on the light skin man. I mean, that's what's
hey, no, for real. Goodness gracious. What y'all think about? That men getting married after 35? You know what I'm saying? Real quick before we get started.
For some people, I hope it's true, but I mean, the real me calls it bullshit. Calls it bullshit on it. I don't really think. Oh man, it's crazy how marriage is these days because nobody stays married; they're just stuck married. But to find people who happily stay married, very few. And if you do find people like that, keep them around you. Like seriously, keep them around you if you're married.
Yeah, if you married, yeah, don't bring your single ass over here trying to keep it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, married. Yeah, I tend to believe it because I think men that wait to get married after 35 usually have been through a lot already. You know what I'm saying? So it may take a lot for them to even get married. You dig what I'm saying? That's why I think like they're way more particular about getting married after 35. You know, when you're young, you're like 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The women put pressure on you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we gotta get married. You know what I'm saying? And you're not really ready. You're still trying to cheat and do all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're still trying to hit. Yeah, you still trying to find a new mic because Third's mic ain't working, and he just talking away. But yeah, I think at 35, man, I think you're more prone to have a successful marriage. That's what I'll say.
I love you for that, bro. You're like a hopeless romantic, dude. I honestly, I know several people who got married after the age of 35 to survive. So I see that coming in like they need to get that medical, or they just got nothing going
Hell
on.
no, not they need to get that medical.
Yes, and I'm not talking about my bros either, dude. Mostly women, man. Like it's wild. But yeah, I see it. Dudes be grimy like that, man. Dudes be grimy. You don't believe me? Income tax season is right around the corner.
That's different.
Get grimy.
That's different. I mean, we're not getting married, so I can get your taxes done. If you got to marry her to get the taxes, you ain't doing enough.
Yeah, you ain't doing enough.
Yeah, after Halloween is supposed to be prepping season. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Mic check.
Oh, you good?
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
See dudes randomly get married, becoming stepdads. He just sleep at night.
Hey, loving them kids as soon as February come around. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
The returns start hitting.
They all want the new PS5s.
The returns. The scenario, what's good with you, Brody? You know what I'm saying? See you in the comments on the YouTube. Appreciate
scenario.
You.
What's your thought on that scenario? 35. People who get
married at 35. Scenario ain't even 35 yet, is he?
But doesn't mean he don't know no brothers that about 35. Like, doesn't mean he don't hang around people like that. So that's a real deep topic. I've seen very few.
Yeah, we might have to pencil that into the next show. I think that's an interesting conversation. I'm curious to see what most men think about that. That's over.
How do you feel about Kanye? How do you feel about Kanye, man?
I don't give a damn about Kanye. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about, man?
Kanye, man. I love me some Kanye at one point.
Right. Hey y'all. So real quick, our special guest said that he got me confirmed for 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So I said 7 is cool. So he'll be here between 6:45, 7. So I just want to let you guys know we got a good show tonight. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Devil was working, you know what I'm saying, but he did not prevail. So we are here. I'm still trying to set up and do things. But while we're doing it, you know what I'm saying, we're live full in effect. So we got Bobby Ross Avila coming on, Grammy Award winner, you know what I'm saying, singer, songwriter. Dude got mad soul. So we definitely are honored to have him here. So in the meantime, we can R&B talk. You know what I'm saying? We can have our little debates till we can have our little R&B shenanigans till he comes on. You know what I'm saying? And get the crowd warmed up. But make sure you sending the link out to your people. Make sure you share, please.
Hey, I'm glad Scenario in here because I'm curious what Scenario's thought is on the topic of the closest thing to MJ. Scenario, is you going with?
Oh, don't even.
Wait.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do that when we come back from the commercial breaks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we'll run the commercial, man.
Yeah, Busted Baby about to come out. I can't.
No, we ain't doing no Busted Babies.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
All right, y'all. So real quick. So, hey, if you guys want to come on down to the show as a guest. If you're using your phones, you have to use headphones. Make sure that you're in a nice quiet spot. You got the Wi-Fi popping. Make sure that there's no other noises in the background. We want to make sure we give respect to our guests. We want to be able to hear what they have to say. We don't want to have to struggle or compete with any type of fighting noises. Also, too, we are monetized despite what some folks are saying. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure that there's no music, bleeding into the show. We got to watch our language, you know what I'm saying? No derogatory or over excessive, vulgar language, you know what I'm saying? Also, too, it's all good to have debates. It's all good to talk and to be passionate, but make sure you do it respectfully.
You can agree to disagree, but just make sure that you show love. At the end of the day, like Wes, I say, this is a production. You can be clipped up, you can be put out, you can be used any and everywhere. So we want to make sure that we have the best representation possible of our show. But other than that, come have fun. The thing is that we want you to do is just to engage. Hit up those comments if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, views, opinions, drop them in the comment section below. We'll try to do our best to we will put it on the screen. We will get to you. Sometimes we're in the heat of our own conversation, so we'll make sure we get to you. But just know that it's all love.
Hey, look, if you want to make sure we read it, go ahead and drop a super chat. You know what I'm saying?
That too.
If you there you go. Drop $1 or $2 on the super chat, and we'll definitely read it. How about that? We'll stop everything.
Big Bird.
You say we'll read it. We'll read it out loud.
Yeah, we'll stop everything to read that one. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure your voice is heard.
Real talk. All right, y'all. We will be right back. We'll see you in a few.
Trick, please.
I know y'all probably heard this story, but it's gonna always center me in regards to this podcast, man. That we started arguing on Facebook, turned into real conversations, that turned into a podcast on Facebook. But don't pretend like we didn't create a culture over here, whether it was rooted in Africa or not, whether it's
Trick, please. Trick, please. Why you trying to do everything that I do? Monkey. I'll show you how to flip it in the cheese. Trick, freeze.
Trick, please.
Never had a chance to say.
All right, so let me get this straight. The same 12-year-old Mexican kid that RCA record executives said they didn't know how to market ends up producing the most watched television broadcast in human history.
Let's welcome a homegrown star named Bobby Ross Avila.
Yeah! Never had a chance to say.
Never had a chance to say, I'm gonna be good without you. I'm so confused from all the things you put me through.
Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey is a brand of Tennessee. Whiskey honoring Nathan Nearest Green, the first known African-American master distiller. The Nearest Green Distillery, located in Shelbyville, Tennessee, is the world's first distillery named after an African-American. Green is credited with perfecting the Lincoln County process, a charcoal mellowing method that defines Tennessee whiskey's smoothness. Get your bottle today.
This soul food spot is a hidden gem in San Bernardino. With $10, you get a full plate and they do not hold back. It's a family-ran spot and they make you feel right at home with the crispy fried chicken that's juicy, mac and cheese and collard greens that slap, and their crispy fried fish. When you pair it with the yams and the potato salad, it's game over. Top it with the dessert, all homemade. The food hits, the prices are beyond fair, and the hospitality is great. All at Melba's Soul Food Kitchen in San Bernardino.
Okay, we back at the Boss Up Brunch. You know, I got the Queen with me. The event hasn't started yet. We get here a little early, but it's an amazing event so far. The atmosphere is
there. We go. We gonna get the event host here.
Ooh, I like the camera.
She said she wasn't coming back no more last year, but hey.
You did it. You called me. He was the reason why I came back, y'all. I'm so happy to be here today with all the loving kings and queens. Today we are about to set it off, y'all. We about to learn about some lore, some business, all of it. You name it, big business, not the little one.
Hey,
like I said, this is a networking event where we get together with all kind of bosses, not just from Georgia, not just from Atlanta.
We have Florida in the building. We have North Carolina, just different places, you know, all over. And we have vendors
Whereas I'm
out
here
there.
with Tiffany from Blissful Body Butters out here in Fayetteville, Georgia at the Boss Up of Brown with me.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
Suited in. We're here with JS Liquid Buzz. You know what I'm saying? All right, people. So we here with the event owner. She got the spread out for the brunch. This is the Boss Up Brunch.
I'm Nikki Baker, owner of Highly Favored Event Center, also caterer and owner of Nikki Sweets and Things. A one-stop shop for all your event needs, your food, your treats, your decor, your hosting, anything to make you have that homely atmosphere to have a good time and share good memories.
Hi, I'm feeling absolutely wonderful and blessed. This is going to be a great event. So come on out. If you haven't already, step foot in the room. Don't be wondering what's going on in the room. Be in the room.
You better tell them. It's different in the room.
That advice. We are big boss here, not the little ones. We are big boss doing move, expanding. Come network with the rest of us. See you soon.
All right. We love it.
We are back.
What's going on, Jess?
Hello. How are you guys?
Love the strawberries. I just want to point that out.
Thank you.
They was bomb. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. I took like 6 of them and blamed someone else. I love it.
Real
man.
quick, for those that don't know what Rob is talking about, here goes a little advertisement right here.
Yes. You got a customer for life. Yes. I was like, it was crazy because not just on the taste, but even the presentation was nice. I was like, yo, Edible Delights would have like raped me for that. I was like, yo, Jess ain't messing around, yo. y'all need to check her out. I'm about to do me a cake next, to be honest.
And the cakes are fire too.
Yeah,
No
I'm
lie.
about to make it a holiday just to get a cake. Like, I was like, damn.
So what did you like most about it?
Well, first of all, I'm just saying, like, you got it good, my brother. Like, you got it good. I don't. It might sound negative, but I don't see you getting skinny anytime soon. No. She got all that going on. But definitely it was the right kind of chocolate too. I felt me personally, I felt like I was biting into some creamy Hershey's going into the strawberries. And the strawberries are nice, fat, plump, juicy. Yeah. I'm not sure if that sounds out of dialogue, but yeah. Juicy. Love it.
You just gotta stay pause.
I love it. And it's like, yeah. It was. I didn't feel like it was secondhand or anything. Honestly, like if anyone would have brought those, I would have been like, "Yo, where the hell did you find this shop at?" But, so it was good, girl. You did good. You are good at your craft.
Pause, but wait till you taste the cakes.
Oh my god!
Definitely pause, bro. Whoa.
Yeah.
I know that was a little wild. That was a little wild, but
Yeah, you were out of
know how
line,
else to
sir.
say it.
It was good seeing you too. You're such a vibe, girl. It was good seeing you.
Thank you.
Right.
those
And
that-
she's so little. She just so little and like a fun size Snickers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, she'll tell you that was like my first time like seeing her sober.
No, whoa, no, we don't do that.
My first time, I was messed up, and I was like, I could have sworn she was a little taller.
Her sober, or him being sober.
Him, what?
Because when they came over to I had to fight and everything, I was like drinking a lot. I was drunk, dude. Like really. Whoa. I was like, take my liquor cabinet third. Look here, big whatever, man.
You came over for the fight, right?
Yeah, it was for the fight.
Man.
But,
all right, back to my question though. Let's get back on brand. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. But Jess, you need to chime in on this too, because I want to hear what you and Scenario say. You know what I'm saying? I know Scenario in the comments waiting to drop the Pretty Ricky bomb. It's not acceptable in this conversation.
There's nothing wrong with Pretty Ricky. It's the busted baby shit.
Nah. They're not even involved in this conversation at all. So I don't even want to hear about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about none of that. You know what I mean? So, excuse me. The conversation is next greatest after Michael Jackson. Are we going with Usher, Chris Brown, or the R?
Oh, man.
Yep. And why?
Oh, wow. That's a hard one. That's
not really.
It is for me.
You can just say Chris Brown and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Just come on.
But please include your why.
Yeah.
Look at third face.
I'm waiting.
Oh, it's okay.
It's hard because I grew up with Usher. You know, Chris Brown came when I was older, but I do like Chris Brown as well. And of course, I'm not going to choose R. Kelly.
Why is R. Kelly left out of the conversation? That is the question. I legitimately need to know.
He's
but
in the running.
You still rock Elvis, though. You know, you're like,
I'll tell you why.
Elvis.
I'll tell you why, dude. You're talking about like two different kinds of artists, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Michael, the king of pop. Period. Like he's on another level that will never be touched, and it's even hard to compare to. Yeah. R. Kelly got the best baby making music out there, bro. Like that is different. He
like the king of R&B. Period.
Yes, he's a piper, bro. Like
like strictly R&B. He got that. Yeah.
Now go on to Jess, like Usher or Chris Brown. I can go towards there because if there is any kind of similarities or close to that kind of music, regardless, Usher got some bangers too, bro. The R&B department, regardless of that, you see the dancing, you see the crowd engagement, and honestly, I was shocked talking with you guys. Like when we looked up the album sales, Confessions hitting over 20 million. Like whoa. You know, I didn't know that was his best-selling album of all time. I doubt it just by hearing it. Like, yeah, see, I didn't know. I don't even think it was his best. That's just my opinion, though. I didn't even think it was his best. I thought his breakout one was.
If Confessions ain't his best, what y'all think his best is?
You know what? I would have to go to one that dropped when we was in high school, yo. You know, My Way. I thought his first breakout one. His first one dropped when he was with Bad Boy, which didn't do nothing. But that one right there, the My Way one, when we was all, you know what I'm saying? I thought, because that had at least I believe it had 3 number ones on it.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a couple of top 10s on there, you know. I mean, there was one of those albums, girl. Like, you know, when we bought it, regardless where we buy CDs at, we got like 7, 8 good tracks out of it. We weren't like, oh, there's like 1 or 2 good songs out here, toss it out. We got some classics on that one. So already, me, that's what I was going with. His follow-up one after that, I thought was a banger too, bro. Like
721.
Yeah, whatever that zip code is. It was dope.
Whatever that zip code is.
You know, you got it bad. I mean, I got dumped, bro, when that track came out, dog. Shit.
Damn.
I got so, yeah.
Emotional damage. You know what
I'm saying? I remember that.
Jess, you gotta pick one. Jess, who you picking? Because Scenario ain't saying nothing in the comments. So, you know what I mean? For the people that's watching live, we try to figure out who's the greatest after Mike. You know what I'm saying? Usher, Chris Brown, or R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I'm still keeping R. Kelly in there. You got to choose though.
But R. Kelly don't dance.
And we had this initial debate. I say Chris Brown and Usher specifically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because again, there's a lot of so a little backstory, y'all. So the reason why I brought this up because a lot of people make this comparison. They try to say, "Oh, who's the next MJ? MJ this, MJ that, whoop de whoop." And then at the end of the day, you know, when we were discussing some of our guests coming up, his accolades or his songwriting credits, you know, I was saying like, you know, Usher, man, like Usher is the vocally the closest thing to MJ. And I'm saying that only because of the fact that, you know, he can sing, he can dance, he's a showman. You saw what he did at the Super Bowl. And then I gave one defining thing. I said, well, if we're making this comparison, it's not saying that Chris Brown can't sing or he's not none of this. But I'm saying if you're looking for an artist's Thriller, the quintessential album that you would know that would define this artist, their breakout or their standout album, what is it? And I said Usher's is Confessions, and you know, hands down, you know, that's the breakthrough. That's Usher's Thriller is Confessions. So I said, so what is Chris Brown's Thriller? And a lot of people get stuck.
Maybe Indigo.
You said maybe.
I don't know. Like I said, I love Chris Brown. His dance moves.
Oh, no, so let me two quick real quick.
Definitely Michael Jackson.
So if you're talking dancing, Chris Brown is Michael Jackson, then Chris Brown, hands down.
Yeah.
No.
You think Usher dance better than Chris Brown?
All right, so let me re-answer that. I don't think anyone can compare to Michael Jackson's dancing because I think Michael Jackson's a legit b-boy. Like he had moves like, bro, he was a super grown man busting out those TikToks like it was like nothing, bro. Like Michael, the moonwalk alone, you saw that. You were like, oh, he's walking on air, like dude, like whoa.
But Chris Brown can do that though.
That's when he did it, it was like, oh, you biting Michael. Like, oh.
No, he's not biting. There's people who say homage. Like at the same time, like we're talking inspiration. It's a difference between biting and inspiration. MJ, if you're an MJ fan, you know that he studied Fred Astaire, James Brown. What's the other dude who I'm looking for? Charlie Chaplin. You know what I'm saying? Like he studied dancers. On top of that, you know, he did go to the streets of LA and he learned the pop lock. So a lot of that stuff, especially the moonwalk that you're talking about, was actually taught to him by members of New Edition and Jeffrey Daniel, you know, from Shalimar. And shout out to his daughter Amber. You know, man, yeah, Jeffrey Daniel of Shalimar was a popper. You know what I'm saying? He was out there and he showed him this stuff. Matter of fact, he was a choreographer on moonwalk. So it's a difference between biting and then inspiration. So then, you know, again, for all the people that came before MJ, then you had MJ. MJ eclipsed them. Now, when we're talking about anybody after, there's been nobody that can eclipse MJ. That's what I'm saying. But we're talking close. Chris Brown eclipses a lot of these artists. Hands down.
Yeah, when it comes to dancing, yeah, you got to cut it out. Now, if he had to put some skates on like Usher, then maybe he had an issue, but it just come out the wall.
Maybe Usher was dancing with Michael on stage, bro. Usher was getting down too.
Yeah, he was, but this is before Chris Brown. Like Chris Brown can outdance Usher, and I love Usher. There's no Usher slander over here.
Not at all.
So for me, that's why it's hard to choose because Chris Brown with the dancing, you know,
okay.
Usher with the vocals. That's
yeah,
why it's
and I think third hit the nail on the head because you get if we're tied in between those two, the next best rubric is what's their best album.
Usher eclipses. There is no Thriller album from Chris Brown.
There you have it. When it comes to singles, Chris Brown makes some hellified singles, man. You know what I'm saying? He make a hell of a single.
Yeah.
That might
And
be
he makes dope ass projects. Like I love that X.
Yeah, no, the projects be. Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, my computer was tripping, but yeah, no, yeah, that's cool. But like Rob was saying, like when you get that album, are you gonna have like 8 or 9 bangers out of 12 tracks? Or are you gonna have 2?
Yeah.
That makes the difference. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying though. Like
super hot summer bangers, like they gonna go all summer. You know what I'm saying? The sundresses is outside. You know what I'm saying? The biker shorts, all that's going on. But it's only gonna be 2 songs. The rest of them songs is kind of like, they mid.
Yeah. You're gonna have to get it from this album, or he's a feature on this album. It's like it's all over the place, like a Carl's Jr. sandwich. Like to me, I like when we talk about Chris Brown, I like the Go Crazy or Under the Influence. Like those ones right there, like especially Under the Influence. What a banger, you know. But you listen to that whole album, or what album it's on, like, So, and me personally, I stopped buying albums, bro. I buy the songs now. I stopped buying albums a long time ago.
So let me ask you. So why is it that you stopped buying albums?
Exactly for what Quest said. It was cheaper for me to actually buy the songs at $1.50 than go spend $20 on the actual album and get stuck with like 8 songs I don't care to have. So I can just buy those tracks. And I think singles was the best. In my opinion, getting singles was the way to go. Unless it's a whole album that is like totally worth getting. And we're talking about very few of those come out nowadays, but like very few of those come out nowadays. I mean, I think the last one I got that was like that was probably To Get Rich or Die Trying. Like that whole album was banging, Chronic was you had to have, Wu-Tang Forever you had to have, they don't make those like that anymore, man. They just don't make them like that anymore. 24 Karat that we talked about. Bruno Mars, bro. That whole album was like hot. That was straight fire.
Yeah, 24 Karat Magic.
Yeah, so
Bruno gonna be performing at the Grammys on Sunday. On Sunday,
yes.
I'm interested to see that.
Hey, are the Grammys this Sunday?
Yep,
I believe so. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Kendrick nominated for 9 of them. We're gonna see how that goes. I think, to be honest, I think the Clips is gonna get a hip hop album.
They should, as they should.
They definitely should get that. But I think Kendrick gonna get album of the year. That's what I think. But I think
it is this Sunday. It is this Sunday.
Yeah, but I think the Clips should get hip hop album of the year because that album was fire.
Yeah, watch him give it to Tay-Tay for some reason.
Who?
Taylor Swift. Watch him give it to her for some reason.
What? You want to see some outrage?
Get that Tay-Tay on.
Nah, you want to see some outrage, boy. Ain't nobody going for that one. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going for that at all.
One I'm surprised I didn't. One artist I'm surprised I didn't see on any of the nominees was Teddy Swims.
Oh yeah, I like Teddy Swims.
I've been following Teddy since like he was just doing covers on YouTube, and I was always telling wifey that dude is gonna be big.
Yeah, Teddy Swims, he can sing his butt off.
Hell yeah. I'm surprised he didn't get nominated, so I thought that was like a big snub there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I forget what dates they require you to drop Grammy eligible songs. But like when was his album? Wasn't it the year before? He didn't drop the album in 2025, huh?
He did. The Lose Control album actually dropped, I want to say last August. So not last August, the August before.
Yeah,
like 2024. Yeah.
Yeah.
So August, September on there. So I had time to do the cycle to make it on this one. I think he could have got nominated last year too. But
well, that's what I'm saying. He should have got it last year. Then I think that's how.
Yeah. If it's going, I don't know the criteria what they go by, sales or any of that stuff. But I mean, honestly, bro, like that probably be a good reason why he didn't get nominated. But if we're just talking about just the artist in general, I'm surprised he didn't get nominated.
Yeah, he's like really good. He's a good artist. Teddy Swims and what's the other dude? Big Boy.
Which one? That narrows it down.
Nah, the big boy with all the tattoos and stuff.
You talking about me?
You can't sing. I'll think of it later.
Oh my gosh, the technical difficulties.
But I know Teddy Swims. My daughter be singing that, and she's only 6. She be walking around here singing Teddy Swims. You know what I'm saying? And he do go hard. You know
I mean, they had him judging on American Idol, a lot of stuff. He made the right appearances, you know. He funded his own tour, was touring on his own, and did that all right. He was really going independently too. So
yeah,
that had to be. I thought, in my opinion, that had to be recognized. Yeah,
no, absolutely.
Dude was dope. Dude's really dope. I'm surprised he could sing like that. We're talking about Teddy Swims.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he got, because he didn't get nominated, and I thought that was kind of whack. He should have been there.
What you think?
Your mic. Yeah, there you go.
I totally missed the fact that the Grammys are actually this weekend. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, you been hiding under a rock?
Been busy this whole week.
Been busy, bro. That's what you call you busy with life.
Yeah, man.
Too much going on. Yeah. I'm trying to make this week go by quick because next week is Super Bowl, baby. That's all I care about.
Hell yeah. Damn. Yeah, I gotta hurry up. I'm moving this week, so you know what I'm saying. But it's supposed to snow. I planned on moving this weekend, but it's supposed to snow tomorrow. So Atlanta.
You got through the worst though, right?
No, this is supposed to be worse than last weekend. It didn't even snow last weekend. It just rained a whole lot.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it didn't even snow. It just was a lot of rain. Well, at least where I live. It didn't even ice or snow up, but tomorrow is supposed to snow for sure. They said 100% chance of snow tomorrow, at least 2 inches. So we'll see.
100%, huh?
That's what they said. You know what I'm saying? But they also said we was gonna have a winter storm last weekend. It was just another rainy day, but I wasn't hating because I got Monday off because most of the freeways are too old. So let's go for 2. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Because I need 2-3 day weekends. Let's go.
Yeah, I need it, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. And these kids done got me sick. Everybody in here sick, man.
Yeah, you know what? I am like that, though, dude. My kids are sick. I am blunt, bro. I'm like, get the funk away from me, man. Y'all trying to knock me out. I'll lock myself in my room and not come around them, dude.
You know who it is? It was the baby. It was the baby that got beat. Yeah, he be in here. You know what I'm saying? He got his own little bed. But when he was sick, man, he wanted to lay in the bed with us and snuggle and cuddle and all that kind of stuff, burning up. And I just woke up sick. I said, this little mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do you say no to that, right? It's like...
Right. You can't tell him no. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. But yeah, he got me. He definitely got me. I was thinking about it. I usually don't get sick because for that very reason. I don't let the kids come around me. Man, I got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, the baby got me this time.
The thing is, bro, I'm good at not getting sick, but when I do, it's like bad, dude. It's like, it's real bad. I think I take enough probiotics to stay away from getting sick. So when it does hit me, I am such a little girl.
Yep, that's my go-to.
There you go.
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
No, it's
I
great for
ain't
women.
nothing wrong. Just I never heard of it until I met Jess.
Oh,
so your stomach is toe up there.
Yeah, dude. You need that.
Yeah, your digestive system is trash. You know what I'm saying?
I never heard of it.
God, dude.
See? Well,
it's good for you,
when
bro.
they say when a man find a wife, he findeth a good thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because your stomach was going to be toe up, bro.
Listen here, lady.
Come along and teach about these probiotics.
She knows how to counter all them sweets, bro. That's what's up. He's like, yeah, so I had this slice. I'm having 3 of these in the morning.
Cheesecake master over here.
Oh man, I still feel the hate.
Oh my God.
Eating tubs of cheesecake or first thing in the morning.
Exactly.
At the grocery store. Where the cheesecake? They said you got the cheesecake. Where's it at? It's 7 a.m. What do you want?
Oh my gosh.
I sure enough did too. No, it was actually 8. It was 8 a.m. I went in there like when I called, I said, hey, do you guys got the Philadelphia no bake? You're like, yes, sir. We'll be right there. And sure enough, I went back later on that night, man. Them things were gone.
It's all in my algorithm now. Oh, you gotta try. We made 3 different ones, and and I'm over here just thinking about third. I was like, no, man,
crazy work.
Oh my God, they're gonna eat all this in one sitting. What?
No, you really can't. You can't. You gotta. That's why you got the lid. You gotta put that lid in, put it in the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's why you got the lid. Is crazy.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Put it back in the fridge. You know what
like
I'm
I
saying?
said, I'm looking at that like, dude, I bet it tastes good.
Round 2 in the morning.
Nasty afterwards, dude. Baby, what you want to do for lunch? Oh, you still got that cheesecake in the fridge. Like, yeah.
Facts.
So you cannot eat it in one setting.
Man,
shout out to the viewers out there. You know, shout out to the Facebookers. I see you guys out there. Make sure you guys are hitting the share button. Shout out to the YouTube family. We see you. Don't be afraid to come up and drop your 3 cents, drop your thoughts, views, and opinions. You know what I'm saying? We got a live one tonight. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Grammys, you know, we got a Grammy Award winner coming through. You know what I'm saying? His accolades are tremendous. 2 Grammys, you know what I'm saying? So, man, this is the perfect time. Look at God, you know what I'm saying? So, I definitely can't wait to talk, you know, chop it up with some more R&B talk and hear about this good journey, you know what I'm saying, from San Bernardino to writing, to dropping his own album at 12, you know what I'm saying, to co-writing with his brother, you know, creating a super songwriting and producing group and just creating for like Janet, Chaka Khan, Charlie Wilson, you know, the Isley brothers. I just seen he did some stuff with Mint Condition, you know what I'm saying, like just Grammys, and then co-producing the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, the first Latin American or Mexican American to actually do so, you know what I'm saying. So we got accolades, man. We got a dude up here that is an icon walking, you know what I'm saying. So definitely.
No, good stuff.
That's a big resume right there.
I'm trying to tell you, it's huge. It's inspirational.
Yeah,
it's a huge.
All right, resume. Y'all. So with that said, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go ahead. We'll be right back, and hopefully our guests will be here soon.
I know y'all probably heard this story, but it's gonna always center me in regards to this podcast, man. That we started arguing on Facebook, turned into real conversations, that turned into a podcast on Facebook. But don't pretend like we didn't create a culture over here, whether it was rooted in Africa or not, whether it's
Trick, please. Why you trying to do everything that I do? Monkey. I'll show you how to flip it in the cheese. Trick, freeze.
Trick, please.
All right, so let me get this straight. The same 12-year-old Mexican kid that RCA record executives said they didn't know how to market ends up producing the most watched television broadcast in human history.
Let's welcome a homegrown star named Bobby Ross Avila.
Never had a chance to say, I'm gonna be good without you. I'm so confused from all the things you put me through.
Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey is a brand of Tennessee. Whiskey honoring Nathan, Nearest Green, the first known African-American master distiller. The Nearest Green Distillery, located in Shelbyville, Tennessee, is the world's first distillery named after an African-American. Green is credited with perfecting the Lincoln County process, a charcoal mellowing method that defines Tennessee whiskey's smoothness. Get your bottle today.
All right, y'all, we're back. Mr. Avila, I see you. Are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you are.
Oh man, let's get to it.
I think just give me the thumbs up when you're ready. All right, bet. All right, I think we're ready to go. All right, y'all. So we got a really special guest in the house tonight, straight from my hometown, San Bernardino. You know what I'm saying? He dropped his debut album at the age of 12 with RCA. He worked with Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. He went on to found the Avila brothers with his brother DJ Is. He co-wrote 7 songs on the Usher's Confession album. He wrote with Yolanda Adams, Chaka Khan, Janet Jackson, just to name a few. He went on to win 2 Grammy Awards with Chaka Khan, Best R&B Album, Best R&B Performance. Then he went on and then he co-produced Usher's halftime Superbowls show, which we got coming up too. Perfect weekend because the Grammys are this weekend. So, without further ado, we got to bring to you our guest, Mr. Bobby Ross Avila.
Hey, man. Hey.
Good to have you on. Good to have you on, man.
It is a pleasure, sir. A pleasure.
Absolutely, man. My pleasure is mine, man. Anytime I get a chance to talk about music, man, it's beautiful, and to see the impact that God's gift has had is awesome.
It is. It is. Real quick, before we get into it, I kind of jacked this video, but this is the video that made me reach out to you because again, me and Jess we're from San Bernardino, and when I seen it, it was really like inspirational to hear your story, and so I'm gonna play it. I don't mean to make you blush live on camera, but
go for it, man. Hey, man, I'm never gonna live down the mullet, so it's all good.
I got you. Hey, back then I had a rat tail too, so it's all good. But
we flow with the trend.
Right. All right. Well, here goes the video right here.
All right, so let me get this straight. The same 12-year-old Mexican kid that RCA record executives said they didn't know how to market ends up producing the most watched television broadcast in human history.
Let's welcome a homegrown star named Bobby Ross Avila.
I wrote, produced, and play all my music along with my father. I work with Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis.
Look, it's 1987, San Bernardino, California. Bobby Ross Avila walks into RCA Records boardroom at 12 years old, just 12. And the executives literally ask, how do we market this guy? But basically what they were saying is he's brown. We don't know what to do. A child walked into that room with just pure heart, pure talent. And he ends up walking out learning that his skin color was actually a problem. But Bobby just smiled and nodded and said, yes, sir. Too Mexican for R&B. Too R&B for Mexican radio.
Oh, to spend my life with you.
See, because Bobby grew up in Rialto, California, the Inland Empire, not exactly the music industry's idea of a star factory. He started making music at 9 years old, just 9. His father was the one that put music in his blood, and his mother, Clara, kept the culture alive in him. But the industry, they wanted to put him in a box that was labeled unsellable. Right? He released his debut album anyways. Music Man hit the charts. They were wrong. See, Bobby had a brother named Iz, and together they became the Avila brothers. And they had a choice, right? They can either disappear into oblivion because of the industry and how they rejected them, or they could rewrite their own game. And guess what they did? 7 songs on Usher's Confession. But then the Grammys came. At the Grammys, the Avila brothers win twice for Chaka Khan's Funk This. It's the best R&B album, best R&B performance. They end up becoming the first Latinos to win in those categories. The very first. And I'm not talking about Latin categories. I'm not talking about Latin music, okay? I'm talking about the main categories where they go against the brothers. But they weren't done. February 11th, 2024, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas. Bobby and Iz stand backstage at the Super Bowl. The same executives who couldn't figure out how to market a Mexican artist, they're watching him on TV now. 202.4 million other people as well. The Avila brothers just became the first Mexican Americans to musically produce a Super Bowl halftime show. See, because these are guys who never forgot where they came from. Not a lot of guys are like that, but they are. And Bobby's latest venture, Return of the Gentleman, has brought him full circle, working with Baby Bash in the new music genre, Souldies.
Never had a chance to say.
And that's what we're doing here. We're not asking for a seat at the table anymore. We're building our own stadium. I'm E.G., the Activated Mexican. Follow for more untold stories.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Amazing. Where?
Definitely.
Super
Definitely. That's what I'm saying. That hearing that was really inspiring, especially coming from San Bernardino, especially from working in music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to start off just by saying, just live on there, give you your flowers, man. I'm very, very proud of you and what you accomplished, what you overcame, and what you're creating going forward.
Man, thank you so much, man. That means the world, man. It's like, you know, to be thought of is amazing. And I think that's a testament to, you know, how powerful music is. It's like, you know, it's one of those divine languages that just brings people together, and you know, strangers in my life became family, you know, and that's really a testament to how powerful music is.
Right. So I got to ask you, so what got you started on your journey? Like, so where are you from in San Bernardino exactly?
I was born and raised in Rialto and Colton, in the IE. And, you know, my father's background was, he was in music. He had, you know, at that time, you know, what today is the new band in rock and roll stars is basically the DJ. So my dad had the bands back in the days, and they used to do, like, you know, a lot of the club circuits and stuff. And he, you know, he hustled up all the great gigs. So as those gigs were great and paying, he had the best musicians around him. And me and my brother just grew up in a home where, you know, music was being played nonstop, and they would be rehearsing in the garage. And so we kind of gravitated towards music in that way. And really for me, you know, it was in me. I remember being 3 years old and just playing this little piano and listening to commercials and trying to figure out, you know, the melody on the piano. And my dad's best friend at the time, his name was James Felix, who actually happened to be a Chicano from the Inland Empire too, but a part of Andre Crouch and the Disciples group back in the late 70s. And he was like my hero, man. He had this like Donny Hathaway, Bobby Caldwell vibe, and sang on a lot of classics with Andre Crouch. And, you know, he was kind of like my gateway into, you know, wanting to aspire to be like him. And, you know, I picked up keys and melodies, and I love technology. When my dad used to go to the music store, I would go to all the drum machines and all the synthesizers. And I don't know, man, for some reason, I just I understood it. And you know, my brother at first loved playing the bass, and so he tried playing the bass, and then he just gravitated towards playing the drums. And so, you know, at a lot of these little club night gigs that my dad would put me and my brother on stage, you know, at these bars, man, and we would play kind of like when they would have their you know, their downtime. We would go up there when they took their breaks, and we would play. Like we'd be playing like 1999 and all that kind of stuff. And you know, my dad was, you know, he was, you know, getting that dream together and like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do with my kids. So he really kind of got us groomed at a young age and learning how to be on stage and playing. And at one point he got tired of that gig, and he said, you know, I see you writing songs, like we're gonna go in the studio. And we went into a studio in Riverside, and it was owned by Trey Songz, who was a bass player, producer, composer who used to work with, he was working with Bootsy Collins at the time.
Wow.
And so I learned so much from him. And you know, I think because I was so young and I was such a sponge that all these guys kind of poured in me around me. And, you know, my dad positioned me in a great way to take it all in and put me in the right place. And, you know, it's one of those things too. It's bitter but sweet because, you know, he wasn't able to accomplish things in music. And so, you know, like all of us, we make mistakes. And so, you know, he did the right thing the wrong way by trying to live his life through me. And, you know, I'm thankful for it. Learned a lot. But you know, that was the beginning of the journey. And so I created a demo, and, you know, next thing you know, I'm in front of Motown Records and RCA Records, and they're like wanting to sign me. And we end up signing with RCA Records. And, you know, not too long after that, I became the opening act for New Kids on the Block on their biggest tour at the time.
Dang, yeah, New Kids on the
you
Block,
know,
boy.
man, man. I mean, the journey is crazy, man. It's like, you know, then you go up, you get to ups and downs, and we're putting records out independent, and we're getting ready to put another record out independent, and we're at Bernie Grumman's and Brian Gardner, who was the mastering engineer, who's done like massively classic records at the time, said, hey, you know, this guy's on the phone, Terry Lewis, and he likes what he's hearing in the back. Do you guys have a deal? And we're like, you know, Terry Lewis, like what? You know, and so, you know, he's like, well, we're starting a label. I'd love to, you know, send me the work. And so, man, maybe 4 weeks later, man, I was in Minneapolis, and I was meeting my heroes, and I'm walking into a building with Sounds of Blackness and Low Key and Mint Condition. And, you know, it just changed my life. And, you know, it's one of those things where I was elevated. You know, I was in an arena where this is prime time, you know, and it allowed me to grow as a producer, a songwriter, an engineer. I was like, you know, mixing and cutting a whole lot of music myself. I was self-contained, and through that process too, man, I had been working with, you know, I helped start this rapper out that was based out of Moreno Valley, Skilo. I started Skilo off when I was 14, and you know, so I had a lot of gears. I was also working on my brother's solo project. He was doing some hip hop record, and I ended up getting him signed with Jimmy and Terry too. So, you know, that was an incredible learning experience, and just being able to fly at a high elevation and to get the love and support from guys like that. And, you know, it's a family, you know, that's my Minneapolis family. And so, you know, things like the music business, man, it's all these ups and downs, man. So I kept producing. I ended up putting another record out independently, and the Baker Boys got me to #1 at Power 106. I did a remake of Let's Stay Together, which is kind of highlighted in that video.
Right. Yes.
And, you know, Baker Boys, DeMizza, they looked out for me at that time, and I was about 17, going on 18. And, you know, I met Ice-T and through a friend of mine, Kenny Laboriel. And then I started working with Ice-T. And so I produced a couple records for him and Buckshot Shorty. Spice
I
One.
Some hip hop, man. Like Spice
man.
One too.
You know, and that's my thing. Like, you know, I'm a massive Keith and Hank and Eric Sadler, like the Bomb Squad. Those are my guys. And, you know, I was a massive hip hop fan. Marley Mark, PQ Harris, all them cats, and Teddy Riley.
Yes.
And I just, you know, started growing on that side, and then I took a break to rebuild, and I was mentored by some great, amazing men who, you know, worked in publicity, and then another guy worked in radio, another guy was in marketing, and I ended up learning the game on a whole nother level. And you know, it just seemed the record labels got it wrong, and no one could really figure out what to do with this Mexican kid who's doing R&B music, but I'm always signed to the black division, not the pop division, not the Latin division.
Right.
And you know, like Terry Lewis always says, man, it's just, you know, we were way ahead of the game, and you know, sometimes being too early, you know, everything's timing, man. Everything's timing. It's just as bad as being late.
So how did that make you? How did that make you feel when they were giving you this news saying like, hey, well, we don't know what to do with you. We don't know how to market you. But again, you're this kid with so much soul. Why not let the music speak for itself? Like, how did you take that? And how did you feel?
You know, I think for me personally, because at the time, my dad and his partner, they managed my career. You know, I seen a lot of mistakes they made. I seen a lot of mistakes that the labels made. And, you know, I think what I ended up doing, because, you know, bills are never late, and I didn't have to pay any at that time.
Right.
You know,
that part.
You know, I was very engulfed in music, man, and I my time was spent on trying to figure out how to come up with a business plan to, you know, possibly get an investor to help me, you know, birth my vision of what I want to do, and I stayed in the art, man. I stayed in the craft. I excelled as a bass player. I started picking up different instruments and, you know, honing in my craft as an engineer, as a musician, a songwriter. And, you know, I finally decided to just leave the house and just take a break and rebuild. And so when I did that, I learned a lot about business and how to establish yourself on the business side. And then also, you know, learning how to have a life outside of music and a career, right? Because, you know, you do music a disservice when you're not all there together.
Exactly.
And I had to do that. And so that began my journey of becoming, you know, a producer at a high level. And, you know, I ended up signing with Warner Brothers. I got offered a deal to sign as a solo artist, and I didn't want to do it, man. It took me like a year to say yes. Right. And I did, and it was crazy because at that time my brother had gotten offered to play drums for Macy Gray and go on the road with her, and he took that on, and you know, our roads kind of met at the same time. After he got back from tour, I had the deal, and that's where we kind of birthed the Avila Brothers. And, you know, everything was going great. The label, I mean, man, it was on and popping. It looked like the stars were going to align. I just kind of seen things go south when a new president went to Warner Brothers. And,
wow.
You know, I had experience at that time, right? So I was like, well, maybe you should reach out to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis again. And I wrote them a letter, man. And by this time, I was like probably 26, maybe 27. Wrote them a letter, man. And next thing you know, we're in Minneapolis, and, you know, me and my brother, a production team, and we started developing a chemistry with Jimmy Jam. Terry had been out doing his thing on the road. I'm working on some projects. And, you know, we worked on a few commercials for The Gap. We did the theme song for the NBA Ahmad Rashad Inside Stuff show. And we came back home, and I got a call like, hey, you know, Jimmy Jam and Janet want you to work on the album. And so, you know, we were back in Minneapolis, and that's where we were living. And I got a call from my manager, man. It's like, they have the weird twisted mentality, man. It's they're about the play and about the dough, right? So it's like,
right.
I get a call and he says, look, I got good news. And I was like, okay, what is it? He's like, well, Warner Brothers is going to drop you, but you're going to be able to keep your project and you're going to be able to own it. And I said, oh, hey, great news, and
right.
I get off the phone, man, and I go to the bathroom, man, and I'm pouring my heart out. I'm crying like, God, man, like, why this again? Like,
right.
Like I didn't get into this to create for anybody else. I did this to create for myself. And, it seems like every time I get an opportunity for me, it just goes south. And so, man, I walk back in the studio, look at my brother. My brother knew I was just done. And so,
right.
He's like, hey, we got to keep going, bro. And he left the room, man. And I came up with spending time with you literally like in 30 minutes for Janet. And, that was like, that's when it's like, okay, cool. We're the Avila brothers now. And
exactly.
And that's really was the beginning of, how we get to Confessions and Chaka and Mary J and Gwen Stefani and the Izies and Yolanda Adams and all the body of work that we did. And, developing a relationship with Ush, it was very unique and special. We became bros and ultimately my brother ended up going on the road with him and served as a music director and kind of a creative director for him.
Right.
And I would pop in and out when he would have like, America's Got Talent or big shows. We would, produce everything together. But essentially my brother was the guy that was kind of driving a lot of that with Ush on the road, along with Natural and Valdez Brantley. So we had a moment with Ush at one point where he introduced me to Lil Jon. And, it's funny, man, because I laugh. He's like, do you know Lil Jon? I was like, no, I mean, I don't know. Like, why would you think I know Lil Jon? And he was like, well, man, I figured you knew. I was like, no. He goes, well, don't let the glass separate you guys, because we were working on one side of the studio. And he was like, man, you should go to work. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I mean, what's he gonna do? Like say yeah on the record or like what? And it was the funniest thing, man. But man, when we worked together for the first time, man, it was like, you don't judge a book by its cover, man. Lil Jon is a beast. And the work ethic and just his ability to create and how he creates, we just really had a great chemistry.
Right.
And it's probably one of the best relationships I've ever experienced in music. That's my guy. I love him to death. It was inspiring to connect with him. And, that led us to doing a record called Sex Beat. And during the pandemic, Lil Jon and T-Pain kind of dropped that thing right in the middle of the pandemic. And that ultimately led to us doing the residency at Caesar's Palace with Usher, right, coming out of the pandemic.
It's crazy. Hold up real quick, Bobby. We have somebody in here who's actually watching the show. His name is Breakbeat Lou.
My God, man. Well,
he says RCA at that time didn't know what to do with urban music overall. And then he said, I worked Bobby's first album as an independent promoter. Shout out to you, sir. And thank you for coming through and checking out the show.
Man.
Adoration says sometimes their rejection is the Lord's protection.
Ooh, man. And that's a Jedi right there. Lou is like, it was crazy because I met him with Keith Shock Lee at the NAMM show, and Keith is like, man, you don't know. I was like, no way. And just to find out that story when we connected, man, it's like, again, man, the power of music. Like, Lou is so iconic. He's given hip hop so much. I mean, you don't have hip hop without Breakbeat Lou. And I always say, man, when I had those low times, had I known Breakbeat Lou was part of my history and part of my world, as an artist coming up, man, it's just like those stories inspire me still to this day, man. I don't lose the excitement, I don't lose the love for it. I treat them guys like royalty, man. Like, he's special, and I think that's a lot of my success. I know I'm great at what I do because I've had incredible people pour into me,
Right.
and you don't get this by yourself. You get it with guys like Breakbeat Lou, you get it with guys like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and you get it with guys like Mint Condition, and who really pour their heart into you and the time. I just think the gift makes room for you at the end of the day.
Right.
It really does.
You're right. Hey, Breakbeat says Bobby is a pure gifted talent, and definitely that pours through his support.
Look, I wanted to ask a question real quick too. So you've already mentioned a numerous amount of people that you work with.
Yeah.
But as far as on the artist side, outside of Lil Jon, because I know you say you guys had great chemistry and Usher became your brother. But outside of them two, who are some of the acts that you work with, and as far as their work ethic and talent wise that you appreciated the most outside of them?
I think there's probably three, man. Anthony Hamilton is just he's extraordinary. He's fierce. We have a chemistry together, and he's an amazing human being. The other one, man, is I literally talked to the TV and I said, God, can you bring him to me? And a week and a half later, he did, and we've been the best of friends since, and that's El DeBarge.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Hey, you two together, El DeBarge and you?
Yeah, man. We're like, it's crazy. We have like this kindred spirit, man. Like we really play off each other so well, and it's like in concert. We grew up listening to the same music and had the same heroes and admired the same kind of music, and so we have such a just like spiritual connection on so many levels. That's my bro, and I gotta say, man, Lil Jon is probably like, he's that for me, man. I mean, he don't stop. He's incredible. In developing the Super Bowl, man, it's like, we produced the Caesar's Palace together, Lil Jon, myself, Lil Jon's partner Chronic,
okay,
and so when we ended up getting the call to do the Super Bowl, me and John the year before we were together for a Super Bowl event in Phoenix, and Kansas City Chiefs is my team, man. So I've been a diehard Chiefs fan for years. Hey, man. Well, check it out. You know that grief you just expressed right now? I have that same I now have that same grief because I don't have a team anymore. So you should be excited because my boys ain't kicking ass no more.
I'm a Boston faithful fan, so my team just got back in the Super
I'm happy
Bowl.
for them, man. I'm actually happy for them.
Trust me, my brother. I grew up idolizing Drew Bledsoe. I had to deal with that growing up through middle school and high school.
Oh, my deepest sympathy.
Yes. So I got a question to ask you because I fan out over El DeBarge, and that's my era. 80s, 90s going up.
Yeah.
And that's one person, just like you, that's one person I was like a big admirer of. And, I got to work with people who were close to him, but I never really got to meet him. So unfortunately, hopefully that'll come. But so hearing who you work with, I'm like fanning out here. And the question I have for you, and this is crazy, is what was it like working with Chaka Khan?
What's crazy is before I got dropped, the label wanted me to open up, and they wanted to see me perform on stage. So I did a 2-night gig with opening up for Michelle Indigo Cello. Okay. And the first night, Chaka happened to be in the audience, and after I got off, my road manager at the time gave me this letter, and she wrote me this letter and said, "You're incredible. I love everything about what you do. You were my favorite." And that's when I met her, not knowing, like, 4 years later down the road, we were going to reconnect and I was going to make this record with her. But working with her is great. I mean, she has such an array of information as a vocalist and as a musician. She plays drums. I mean, she understands music like I do, like men, like she just knows it, like she's, if she could play, she'd be like a Patrice Rushen. Like, she understands music on such a high level. And never came from the church and all that stuff. So everything that she has, it's really her. That's why you can never duplicate her sound and what she does. She's just one of a kind. But it was great. And then, the cherry on top of it is winning a couple Grammys with her. That was that was amazing.
That is wild right there, man.
Yeah.
That happened. Oh, go ahead, Quest.
No, go ahead, Kyle. I want to let you get it out. I was going to take it.
Yeah, no, because one of the artists I grew up as a major fan that I got to work with as a promoter was Quick.
Oh,
and we brought him down in San Diego, California at 4th and B for my birthday party.
4th and B, yeah.
Yes. And just to check him out as a musician, right? I got to pick his brain a little bit, check what was on his playlist, and Elder Bars, obviously, Tony Tone, he was big on. But just to see him, just the simple things, to see him go up and mess with the drums and just start playing, some other guy's drum set. And I'm just here like fanning out like a legit musician at work. Like, whoa, I'm honestly, actually seeing this.
I gotta tell you, he's probably number 4, man. We worked together, and he always calls himself a nerd, man. When I tell you how brilliant he is in the studio as an engineer sonically, and a writer, he knows music inside and out. I mean, he lives and breathes it. Quick's amazing. Quick's amazing.
Yeah. That. Go ahead, Quest. Sorry about that.
No, I was gonna ask because he had mentioned that him and El DeBarge had like some of the same idols and people that they looked up to in terms of music. I was just gonna ask who were some of those individuals outside of Terry and Jimmy Jam and all them. And the people that you would work with, like before you got the exposure into the industry side of it, like who were some of the people that you would kind of fan out about or
honestly, my first hero, and he still is today, is a gentleman by the name of James Felix. You got to go look him up, man, and discover who he is. He was my first, and I really loved Prince and Teddy Riley, Ethan Hancock Lee and Eric Sadler. And I love Weather Report. I love a lot of jazz, David Sanborn. I love me some P-Funk. I'm diehard P-Funk. And the one guy that I really, really, really loved was Roger and Zapp, and
yes,
they ultimately became a part of my family. And it's crazy because that's how I met Charlie Wilson. And Charlie, the Gap Band. I mean, that's the kind of music. I mean, I was bumping, Public Enemy and Granddaddy IU, Biz Markie, and Dr. Ice. And being at RCA Records, man, I had their partner label was Jive Records. So
right.
I'm listening to KRS-One, Dr. Ice, and Kumo D, and D Nice. So my EPMD, Eric Sermon, my whole thing about music was so broad that it gave me like this palette that I could paint on based on the inspiration. And so when I did end up with Jimmy and Terry, it was like they were like, well, we seen somebody like you before, and it was like they would always say, man, you remind us a whole lot of Prince. And I was self-contained, and
That's a hell of an accolade right there.
It still to this day, man. It's like Terry always says, God gave you more than He gave some of us, and when they've experienced it and lived it at the level they did, just to get those kind of compliments is, man, it's incredible. I mean, what are you gonna say to that, man? It's like, okay, I'm like, you're something right, or I got something right in me,
Yeah.
Right.
But those are the kind of cats I love listening to. And I mean, it's crazy. I listen to, Tower Power, Sly Stone, Earth, Wind & Fire, all of that religiously every day. Chuck Mangione. I'm like James Taylor. I'm all over the place. Music doesn't have a color, right? And it just you feel music and
exactly.
You don't just hear it. So that's kind
Agree.
of
all right, Bobby. So I got a hard question for you.
Okay.
This is gonna be a curveball. So who's your Mount Rushmore of R&B?
Well, R&B for me, I gotta go with Sam Cooke. I have to go with I gotta go with Donny Hathaway. I have to say Sly Stone, and I have to say Prince.
Man, that's a hell of a list. That's a hell of a mountain right there, boy.
Yeah, man.
I was out of there with Sam Cooke. I said, well, who else we need up there? You know
I know. Yeah. You go with Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke was an innovator, not just vocally, musically, but he was establishing a record label and doing the whole thing before even Motown. And he was the guy, man. He was amazing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that he kind of set the tone for people like independent artists getting into the industry and setting up contracts and stuff. Like Sam Cooke was big in that.
Yeah, he was, man. And that's the thing. A lot of people forget, and I think it's important too to let people know, what it is while they're living, because there's so much you can pass along, in real time if you make the time. So, to whoever's watching this, it's great to have, folks like you guys out here championing music and showing, the real music lover passion. I love it, man. It's great.
Well, I mean, honestly, like I believe that the music business needs people like you to help steer that right direction, as far as, especially in the R&B charts. The way it is now compared to how it was, even it's not that big of a drop off, because we do get a couple artists like Khalid, that bring those bangers like that, but it's not the same, and it doesn't have that vibe. And I see a lot of artists that are trying to capture that vibe that was there. So with that being said, I don't feel like people like you get enough flowers. There's a lot of artists that actually produced a lot of mega hits and worked with a lot of, helps co-write, help produce, and just don't get the credit for it because you're like the unsung heroes in the background. So, I mean, honestly, with all that, kudos to you, man. I hope you keep going. I hope you keep steering and working with other artists, getting them in the right direction, and keep producing those hits, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. I think that now it's gone full circle, right? So, I went from Bobby Ross Avila to the Avila Brothers, and now I'm back at Bobby Ross Avila with the new single. And I got a great partner in this venture right now, which is Baby Bash. And what makes it great is that it's really about the music, man. And for me and where I'm at in my life, like, I've done so much too, just outside of music in the tech space, and work with products and retail and brands, and been a part of developing products on such a level. It really gave me a scope of, how powerful it is to have information and to learn. And I think the losses in my life have really developed me and helped create the wins. And I think now, my goal is to really be everything that God wants me to be for music and for Him, and to allow what this gift that I've been given to really penetrate the human spirit, and bring something to everyone in life who hears my music, that they don't have to pull the trigger on the gun to take the life. They don't have to take a sip of that bottle. They don't have to take those pills. There's a way for them to continue to go. And I think my best weapon is music, and music is love. And there's no love in making music for money. I learned that the hard way. And music does not like pressure. And when I really look at everything in my life, I'm very happy that I didn't chase, and I wasn't a sucker for following trends, and just really follow my heart and my passion in music. And it came with a massive price, but I would do it all over again. And I think where we're at in life, music has always been the safe haven for us as people, to unite us. And there's not a lot of love right now in the world. And I think when you have this gift and this much power, and I have the Grammys already, I have the accolades and done it all. So for me now, it's like, I want my music to hit home, and I want my music to hit the heart, and I want it to help change a life outside of just a car, a jet ride, a house. I really want to make that difference. And I think when you treat music with that kind of love, when you treat music with that sense of a purpose, you get wins.
Yes.
I didn't go in the studio thinking, okay, I'm going to make a whatever selling record and I'm going to get an Oscar out of this. He put his heart, and that's what you got out of Purple Rain. And, that's a reflection of the love that one has for the art. And I love music. I'll die by music. You cut me open, my blood, my DNA, it says music. And, God put me here on earth to be that vessel, man, and not to be overly spiritual, not to be no more than other than what God intended me to be. And that's just a beacon with my gift to give to people, and not for myself. And I got to be living in His purpose. And that to me is what makes me happy right now. That's what's keeping me ticking.
That's beautiful, man. That's absolutely beautiful right there.
Sorry, I had to go backstage to produce the show. Jess, you got questions?
Yes, I do. So you said that you play some instruments.
Mm-hmm.
What instruments do you play?
My main instrument is piano. I play bass, which is like just fun for me. I play guitar, harmonica, and then I rock the talk box like I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
Is that something that you learned from Zapp and Roger? Was that talk box?
Man, I learned a lot of inflections from Roger. Like when I see cats like talk box, it's like, I don't care who you think you are or how great you are in your mind, man. Raj wasn't just a talk box player, man. He was an architect, and he was a songwriter. So what I got from Roger was not just the tool, but the substance that makes the tool work. I got that from him for sure, no doubt.
Right.
A lot of my grease came from Roger. If you listen to Simple Things on Confessions, you're gonna hear this thing where it goes da 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 da, time to get the money, da da da. But all she wants to be, and all I'm doing is doing I Can Make You Dance. It's like,
wow,
yeah.
You would never know, but hey man, that was a Dayton, Ohio in me.
Right.
Like,
so what was it like? Because on Usher's Confession album, one of my favorite songs is Seduction. And I didn't know that was you until I actually looked up your accolades. I'm like, yo, that was you. So how do you come up with the songs that you write? What draws your inspiration for how you create or how you craft songs?
It comes from information, man. And that record right there was like, I call my brother like he's like the modern day Dylan, man. I mean, what is been able to do on an MPC, and it's not making a beat, man. I mean, he's such an architect, and man, like what he does is so amazing, man. He builds songs in this thing, and so he had this track, and we were talking with Ush, and Terry was like, well, while you're confessing, let's talk about all the fun you had. And so we just had this track and it was labeled Seduction. And so I was like, you know, we kind of made it for Janet, but we were like, hey, we labeled, because we would label songs, like we would call it like Feel Good or Shiny, or we just had different labels for it. And that one just so happened to call Seduction. And
Nice.
we were like, yo, let's call it Seduction. And we just wrote it, you know, and you know, the record True Virtue had.
While you confessing, let's talk about the fun.
Yeah, talk about the fun, right? Because
that's crazy work.
That's really what it is. You know, when you're making records, and that's a testament to how incredible Terry is too. It's like, you know, we really sit with the artist and get to know the artist. And you know, if you're gonna write about something, they got to have a piece of it. They got to. That's when it transfers. And so it's like, well, what were you doing? You know, why are you confessing now? Like, what was it? What you confessing about? And that's the record, Seduction, man. And it's crazy. It ended up like in the strip clubs like crazy. And I was like, okay.
Hey,
you must be doing that.
I got a confession. Right, no pun intended. But that song is on my baby making playlist. You know what I'm saying? So
it's on the baby making list.
Hey, you gotta love that. As an artist, and when you're working with other artists and to have those conversations that go into those songs, those conversations get deep, you know. Yeah, and those are like some of the best things right there when it comes to making music.
It really is, man. And when you don't realize it at the time, I mean, I think that's the beauty of our relationship with Jimmy and Terry. It was always about the music. So no matter how successful we were or weren't, we were just working together every day, creating. And, you know, when you stop and then you look back, it's like, whoa, like, dang, look at what we did. And just the stories. We took Usher to Santa Monica and walked with him. And, you know, we're trying to figure out, like, you know, where are you at and understanding where you want to go. And, you know, that's really how you get those kind of monumental records, man, when you're living it that way. And, you know, you look back and you're like, wow, man, you know, we did whatever it was, you know, 40 million records. And like, man, how did that happen? And, you know, you don't lose yourself in all of the hoopla. You really, it's inviting, man, because it's a part of your heart, right? The art is a part of your heart. And that for us is like everything.
Right. Yes.
I just got something for you.
So when you're making music, do you start with the lyrics, the melody, or production first, and why?
For me, I it's either like it's different. So I might be playing on the pianos a riff or just finding something, and then I zone in on it. A lot of times, you know, all I'm really doing is grabbing what's really there. I just have a certain way to find it. And then when I get a sensibility of it, because my Rolodex of music is so broad, I then know how to color it. And then that's how I build the track out. And, you know, like if you had a brain, like I'm the left side and Iz is the right side. And together we're in sync and we have the same thoughts. We know sonically where it's supposed to go, how it's supposed to feel. And we know how to let, you know, the parts live within the track. And that's really kind of how we do it a lot of times.
Shout out to Iz, man.
Man, Iz is DJ Iz is a beast.
Hey, I rhyme, so you know if I need some beats, you know, I'm gonna be hitting y'all up. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta collab.
What you say, man? I got some bars.
I got some rhymes. I got a few rhymes.
Speaking of rhyming, have you worked with any other hip hop artists? Because I know you mentioned hip hop artists in the IE. Because I know you mentioned somebody from Moreno Valley.
Skilo. I wish it was a little bit taller.
There's an incredible artist named C4, amazing artist, Dirty Birdie. We're really getting into
Dirty Birdie's her cousin.
You know, I gotta mention my boy, man. You know, it was like, Ice-T, Buckshot, Shorty, Spice One. I work with RZA. You know, that whole world I've I mean, and it's crazy. That's like when you're a Chicano in the West Coast, man, you get funk and you get hip hop, and it's like it's not that we're trying to be anything other than what we are, because there's this melting pot. I mean, we had the Wake Up Show, we had the Baker Boys, like Tony G, like Mellow Man A, Cypress Hill, like that's a part of our DNA, right? So I think we were fortunate to be in the West Coast, and the IE's grimy, man, and there's so much color in that community, and music and food and culture. That's how you get us, and it's crazy that we got on this trip from Rialto and went to Minneapolis and came back, and that journey and that ride has gotten us like across the board, working with everybody. Missy Elliott too. We work with Missy Elliott.
I've seen that too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Hey, we have a question now. Shout out to my pops, AJ Moore. He wrote, "How do you feel about AI co-production?"
Man, I look at AI and I look at anything that is a tool. I mean, it's just a part of your utility belt. I mean, I'm not afraid of AI. It's got some cool stuff. It's just a tool, and what AI is not going to do is it's not going to get on stage or visually in front of you, make you cry, make your heart do something and make you feel a certain way. There's nothing like the human element, even with digital music, I always say there's nothing like a signal path, and there's something about analog versus digital. I mean, digital is great, but when I listen to songs in the key of life, I wasn't thinking it's a digital. I'm like, it was cut on tape and it feels a certain way. When I listen to Fight the Power or, Self-Destruction, I'm listening to, I Get the Job Done by Big Daddy Kane and Marley Marr's music. It's like, that's all tape. That's great. It feels a certain way,
Yeah.
You can't get away from the human element. And I think, I'm not afraid of any of it because I know what I'm going to do when I get in the studio. I'm going to write, and I'm going to create, and I'm going to look at life differently when I create. And I think AI, it just gives you another paintbrush. That's it to me.
I agree. It's great for, don't get me wrong. AI is great for separating stems and beat matching. That's about it.
Exactly. I think this, I'm like, it's doing some incredible things on the marketing side and all of that, but it's like, with music, man, you can't play with music, man. Music is going to tell you what's not right, and you're always going to hear you hear truth through music. When it's not genuine, you hear it, you feel it.
You can always hear it. Yeah,
you feel whatever energy you put into it, whether it's pain, it's the vibe. That really. To me, I feel like that's like 80% of the song is the emotion that gets put into it.
Absolutely.
And AI
is not going to take that walk on the beach in Santa Monica and gather your emotions. It's only going to take the input of the words.
No.
Yeah, it's going to try hard. It'll try hard and it'll feel close, but then it's going to be like no cigar.
Right.
And we appreciate you. I just got some more questions. She firing away, aren't you?
No, yeah, I do have one more question because I know time is running out. How do you protect your creativity? Because I know you said you took a step back for a little while. So how do you protect your creativity during burnout or pressure?
Great question.
My source is, you got to go back to the origin, and I go back to the giver. And God makes a way, like that's the only place I can turn to because he's the author of the gift, right? I want to talk to the designer. And I think this past 6 months in my life, that connection has just birthed something so new that I know for a fact, it's crazy to say this, but I know for a fact now what my purpose is as a creator, as an artist. And it came now, and again, that's just diving back into the source. And now I'm inspired on a whole nother level and on a mission to do something else that's bigger than myself. And I can't get that from anybody. One thing I do have, I will say, is I have an amazing amount of support. Guys like Lil Jon, El DeBarge, Terry Lewis, and really my brother. That's like, that's my everything. We know where all the dead bodies are, and to be able to have that emotional connection and to have that support, there ain't shit like it, man. There's nothing like it, and
Exactly.
I'm blessed to have that in my life. With going through things in this business, that at least kept my feet on the ground, as hard as it was, to just continue to love it and to keep pressing, and to know that it's going to get better.
Right. Piggybacking off what you said, what are for those who are watching, who are coming up, again, like, I'm an artist, Rob's an artist, we've been out there, we've done shows, we've done songs, I perform with Quick as well, what I'm saying? My cousins are actually JJ Fad, what I'm saying? So
there you go. Hey, here's the deal. The studio I was saying that in Riverside, with Trey Stone, that record was done in that studio, and in Riverside. Yeah, Supersonic. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, man. So we like family over here.
Come on, man. Hey, we were family when we said hello, man. We in.
Exactly.
There we go.
Hey, real quick before I get into my question, me and Jess were getting married June 19th. So you might save a date. Save your date. You won't come. You're invited to the family side.
Oh man, that's awesome. Thank you.
My question to you though is, what are some of the pitfalls and things that you have to watch out for within the music industry? Like, what are some things that you've seen that you can give advice to the ones who are coming up, behind you?
Well, I mean, I would say that you are the music industry. Right now we're in a space where it's the business of music and it's not the music business. And I think that, there's so much available and around in the world in terms of outlets that can be used for free, where you do not need that machine anymore. Slowly but surely, that machine is really dying a slow death. There's no innovation. Everybody's unlocked every door that has awful secrets, right? Those doors are very few now because everybody's walked through them and everybody's been able to see it. I will say this, man, the music will really guide you, and it'll put you in the environments that you need to be in. You just really have to have the strength to endure the blows and to have enough faith when you don't know where things are going and where the opportunity is coming to continue to go. That's a tough one. But essentially, man, the music will guide you and it'll put you in a place where you can elevate and really explore, a level of success that you're seeking. And, truth be told, man, if you love it that much, it's going to tell you where you fit and where you don't fit. And you got to look at it like this. Phil Jackson wasn't a great basketball player, but he was an incredible coach.
Yes.
He can coach his ass off, right?
Yes.
Facts.
Some of us are not made to be that, but live in this area of what you love to do. And, you figure that out. And sometimes you just have to do what you have to do in order for you to do what you want to do. And that's another tough pill to swallow. And with art, it sucks because it's here, right? It's all in the heart. And it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
And, one day you're hot, one day you're not, and that's really how it works. And you just got to find that happy medium that continues to elevate your craft, and you have that drive to continue to go and move forward. That's the best thing, advice I can say to you, or anybody trying to aspire to be anything in music industry. And the other thing is, again, you are the music industry, and you don't need a record company. And to own your music, own your IP, own who you are. Prince said it best, man. Record labels are like FedEx, man. They're a delivery service, and that's okay. But that package doesn't belong to them, right? Your music belongs to you. And the quicker you think that they're going to do something that you can't do for yourself is a quick way to die a slow death fast. You know, what you have musically is something that is precious to you, and you know where it should go. And if you don't, music will guide you, and it'll put you in position to win. And you know, with musicians and creators, man, it's a lonely, broke life, and it's a struggle. So if you understand that, then you just got to go for it. You know, there's no plan B, there's no plan C. The plan A is this is where we're going to end up, and music will guide you.
Man, great advice. Great advice.
Yes, lots of truth to that right there. Lots of truth.
Right, man. Hey, you dropped some gems on here. Like I said, you are definitely you're an icon. You're an icon walking. You're a legend, man. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you for even coming through and just blessing us, man, with everything, your wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And like I told you earlier on, I'm proud of you. You know, coming from the IE, ascending to the heights that you have ascended to. You know what I'm saying? It's inspiration. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely inspiration. And man, I'm really proud, man. So, what are some new things that you're working on, or you got in the pipeline?
Man, I'm in the process right now of working on a mixtape to launch my EP called The Return of the Gentleman. But the mixtape, I mean, it's going to be full of some serious collabs with like the Beat Junkies, Battle Cat, Neo, Lil Jon, Eric Sermon. It's going to be nasty, man. It's you know, I'm getting the chance now to pour into me, which is it's really fun and you know inspiring at this point in my life because you know I have such a broad stroke when it comes to creating because of the artists that I've worked with and the success I've had and what I've been able to learn. So I'm really excited about my artistry and where God's taken me. And that's the most exciting thing is to know that I'm living in the purpose that God has me living in right now. And that gives me the strength and the confidence to press ahead on such a massive level. Again, man, my goal is just to touch the world and to make people feel different about music and different about themselves. And that's what I'm excited about.
You're definitely doing it. You're definitely doing it.
Let me drop my appreciation real quick too before you move on. I know time is. I don't know what you're doing with time, third. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But no, not to be disrespectful, but no, listen, like we definitely appreciate you taking the time out, like somebody of your stature to show up to a show like this. A couple individual friends who just got together and decided to make a podcast and talk about the stuff that we like to talk about. We may not be super mainstream, but for you to still take the time and come and speak with us and drop so much wisdom and information on us, man, has been a blessing, and it's greatly appreciated.
Man, well, to that, man, I'll say if there's somebody out there that has some better air than we're breathing, I need to get it. So while we're breathing the same air, you know, it's my duty, it's our duty to connect like this without the layers and without, you know, any success drops that can get in the way of this kind of conversation. And it's great that you guys are out there because, you know, people need it, you know, and wherever there's an outlet that I can express my gift and to others and inspire and, you know, breathe life into somebody, man, that's what my ass is supposed to be doing. So if I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing my job. So, but I appreciate it. And it was great talking to you guys. It really was, you know, even though, you know, we have a Drew Bledsoe fan who had to take those losses. I mean,
I was trying to say something. I had to go backstage, but you know, with you coming from the IE, I was president of a Raider. You know, like me.
Oh man,
you know,
listen, man. Well, you know, part of me was, man, because I ended up being a Kansas City fan because of Marcus Allen and Joe Montana when they left to the Chiefs, and I stayed with the Chiefs then.
Right.
But all my cousins, man, Colton boy, man,
That's what I'm saying.
Trust me, I get all the disrespectful questions, man.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, real quick, you know, I want to make sure I shout out your son too. He has a clothing line, foreverrichusa.com. You know, saying he got some sick clothing. So, you know, make sure you guys go out and support that too.
Yeah, man, that's my champ, man. And you know, I'm gonna say above all the music and all the accolades, I think the most proud thing that I've ever been a part of in creating is my son and my daughter, man. My son is amazing. Keeps me, you know, on that page of like, when I look in the mirror, I'm like, are you the man you want your son to be? You know, and that he's given me a great barometer in terms of, you know, who I need to be as a man. And he's amazing, man. His clothing line is crazy. And, you know, Lil Jon was one of his first customers when he was reselling sneakers and stuff. And he's growing and he's killing it, man. He's got some crazy wear, man. And he's in the culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, it's awesome, man. You gotta support our entrepreneurs, man.
ForeverRichUSA.com. Make sure you go support. Well, we run out of time, but you are definitely, like you said, you are family. So, you know, we're gonna probably bring you back. We gotta definitely bring back your brother, because there's so much that, you know, we can learn from. Like I said, the inspiration, the numbers are actually going up right now, just as we speak, on Facebook. They're gonna go up on YouTube. So, Bobby Ross Avila, I'm proud of you. Grammy Award winner.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? The Grammys are this weekend. I know you're gonna be tuning in. You're probably gonna be there too, right?
I'm gonna be out at an event with Brian Michael Cox and Jermaine Dupri, man. We're gonna be hanging out, and the Baker Boys. Nick V's birthday's on a party on Sunday. So, man, it's gonna be a great day of music for sure.
Just stunting on folks. He is in the building. All right, y'all. Well, we want to thank y'all, to the Facebook family, to YouTube family. Thank you for rocking with us. Keep those comments lit up, and we will see you on the next Drop Your 3 Cent. This has been a real one. Peace.